you feel this feeling. I would assume you feel this only twice in your life. Once is
when you have your first vegan burger.
When you have your first vegan burger, Nabati or John. Once is when you lose a parent, right? Once is when you lose one of your parents. You've lost the only other maker you know other than God. And if you don't believe in God, then that's the only maker you know. You've lost your maker. The other time you feel this and experience it is when you become the maker. And you become that. You know, it was the most, I do not exaggerate when I say I was in that state for a year. Like trying to just comprehend and just, yeah, there's no words, man.
It's weird,
There's
right?
really no
Yeah,
words.
it's weird.
There's really no words.
Wow, that was the quickest product placement I've ever seen on an episode.
Did we start?
Ahmed. I can't believe you literally started the episode.
Oh, we started?
With a quick. You just literally. All right, spread your fingers, bro. Spread your fingers.
Dude, I thought, like, you know, I thought what you were gonna do was start with like
an introduction.
An
like
introduction. No, like maybe like a tagline or something like "wubba lubba dub dub" or something.
That's quite a good one. I might start my episodes like that, like wubba lubba dub dub. No, but seriously, put that mic a little bit closer. Yeah. Okay, now we're talking, bro. You're a very handsome man.
Thank you.
That's all I get back.
It's the veganism.
No, see, this is the part where you go, no, my friend. No, you are a very handsome man.
You're not. I wouldn't say handsome. I'd say a manly man.
Right?
You know what I mean? Like
good looking. Like it creeps up on you before you know it. You're like
creeps up on you, takes you into the alleyway kind of thing.
Yeah. I don't like any of that stuff. Get out. Leave. Ahmed, how are you?
Good, man.
Ahmed
Good.
Al Qasimi.
Yeah.
Did you like the way I used the qa?
Yeah.
In that?
You got to emphasize the
How are you, bro?
Good, man. Good. Alhamdulillah. Good.
It's absolutely awesome to have you here, bro.
Pleasure.
Abs has been, before I started following you, in the street, Abs has always just been telling me, bro, you have to get Ahmed on, you have to get Ahmed on, you have to get Ahmed on. I was like, look, his name's Ahmed, he must be a cool guy. Like, do you know what I mean? He's halfway there already. And then I started watching all your content, and you're a very funny guy.
Thank you, man. I try. It's been always a passion to try to make people laugh with whatever. Like I always try to expand different ways of creating different contents to make people laugh. Don't limit myself to certain things, and yeah, it's fun. It's fun, and you get. I don't. We're gonna get into this, but like, you know how you're always gonna get people that you piss off, you know, and there are people that
they're called wives, bro.
I love
I'm
you,
just
babe.
trying to think. Is this not looking me directly in the eye part of the kind of handsome, good-looking thing? Because I don't know if it's turning me on even more.
I don't know. What you want
when
me?
You're talking. You're just like, yeah. So
you want me to look you in the eye?
You know,
I can look you in the eye. I can hold your hand if you want.
Yeah. I want that deep eye contact, bro.
All right. So when I wasn't doing, so no. Yeah, so just the content.
Again,
it's the I'm trying to think. No, I'm just
trying to be so sexy right now.
I'm just.
It's working. It's working, bro. Don't get me wrong. It is working. But I mean, like, if this is gonna kind of go forward,
am I making you uncomfortable?
Like I'm talking to somebody who actually realizes I'm there, as opposed to just somebody who's just like looking in the mirror. Going,
am I making you uncomfortable?
Huh?
Am I
no,
making
you're making me more comfortable, which is worrying for me.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
So no. It's been a journey, right? So like you start off with the I can't look in the eye now.
Okay, go.
It's been a journey because like you start with one thing,
which
you get. So for me, the thing that really made it pop was the arrays video, which was I got a video sent to me about this. Woman from the Midwest making rays, and she's talking about how we're gonna make rays today. It's like a nice Lebanese spiced burger. Like, bitch, no, it's not. That's not what it is. Right. So I did a reaction video to that, and that seemed to hit. And I was like, okay, cool. And then I just started. You know, you get more comfortable doing things as opposed to before you post something. You're just like, should I post it? Shouldn't I post it? Should I? Don't get me wrong. I have some things where I'm like, should I post it? And I'm like, it's better that I don't post. Let's just archive this and never let it see the light of day. But yeah, it's always been. I've had some moments where like I used to be part of this other sketch group or whatever, where one of the things was, let's start a TikTok account. I hated TikTok.
Together?
Yeah, no, separately, and who will have the most achievements or views or whatever in a month's time. And I hated TikTok.
It's very Arab and very. Like,
I have the tallest
I have
TikTok.
an idea for us all to do something together. Let's see who is the best.
Who's yeah, right, basically.
Yeah.
So I was like, I was against TikTok. I hated it. To me, it was always like stupid. I was just like, dude, that's not. I can't do that. And then I got too into it to the point where I was just like, I wasn't focusing on anything else, and it got a bit toxic. And I was like, no. So then I started, obviously left that group and then started doing my own thing. And then it was like on my terms, on my time, whenever I'm comfortable, whenever I feel like doing it, whenever something comes up. It's not like forced. It's not like, let's make this work. Let's do this and haha, it's going to be funny. And then what with everything else that I have going on, a job, wife, kid, restaurants, 2 branches. It is
good time to take a sip.
Yeah. Restaurant. It's called Nabati.
We'll get into it. That's how he just drinks things all the time.
Yeah. I walk around the streets just drinking like this. Like,
Do you know what? This is how I'm feeling my age now. Zia, you want to bang on the wall so these kids understand that somebody's recording something here? It's like I can hear them more than I can hear myself.
Oh, they can't. It wouldn't bleed through the mics, I'm sure. I'm sure it wouldn't bleed through the mics.
No, I just wanted to show that I got power. No, I want to show I have power, you know. It's just like... Dude, I honestly, you know, I've been to a few comedy shows where Mo's been there, and I honestly forgot how he laughs. He's literally, they should hire him for, you know, shows like Friends and Seinfeld where they have the laughs in the background, the live laughs, in the background. This is the time to do it, bro, not after.
He's
laugh, motherfucker. There you go. No, yeah, because it's quite funny because I watched that video today.
The Arais one.
The Arais one.
Yeah.
And like I was going through your videos and stuff, and then I was like, and then you made it, and then I was like, this must have been before the transition because it was me, right?
Yeah.
And then you're like, and then I read, and then I was like, oh, okay, I'm the dickhead because you put it's.
That's the thing is like, the idea behind that was like it was in the description, it was in the caption. I was like, all you gotta do is click and read, right? Yeah. But I didn't want to be like, today I'm making Veganuary. Then everyone's gonna be like, fucking queer. Like no, next. Man. I was just like, that's not the point. It doesn't matter what meat I'm using. I'm just. Before then I used I've been
how long have you been gay?
About 7 years.
7 years.
Yeah,
wow.
yeah.
No meat.
Yeah, I've you know how it is. Some support you, some don't. You know, some people are just like, that goes against our belief system. How could you? Yeah. And just for the audience, I got to clarify, being vegan, right?
Wait, they said that goes against being a Muslim.
No, it just goes against what we stand for. Or no, there are people that use that argument. Why do you forbid what God has made permissible? Right? Kind of thing. And it's like, I'm not though. Like, do you eat everything that there is out there? Do you eat every vegetable? Do you love Brussels sprouts? No. Why are you forbidding?
Been to China?
Why are you forbidding? Oh my God, dude! I've been to China,
bro.
I've been to China once and never again. And I was vegan when it happened, and it was an experience, man. I just survived off coffee and apples, and then we had like a dinner.
Even
with
the apples had legs just coming out.
Dude, the apple.
This is the crocodile apple.
I shit you not, man. I had a bite of the apple, and I was like, just because I'm a bit skeptical, I'm just gonna leave it on the table with a bite in it. 3 days later, it was still white.
Wow.
It did not oxidize. It did not change color. Nothing. I was like, okay, I don't even know what's going on here. Yeah. So, but. Yeah, that was an experience, man. The food there, but don't get me wrong. If I wasn't vegan, I'd try everything in China. I'd try everything anywhere. Really,
I did the same when I was in Thailand. I was eating like grasshoppers and
I've tried tarantula. I've tried scorpion. I've tried ants. I've tried before I was vegan.
Okay,
I'm not like my life now. Is just fucking ants, dude.
Do you still shape your vegetables like animals just to feel like you're kind of eating animals?
See, this is the thing.
You cut your carrot into a scorpion shape.
I'm glad you bring that up. Scorpion shape. Yeah, just that one. No, that's a very important point, and I'm glad you brought that up because a lot of people have that argument as well. It's like, if you're vegan, why are you trying to eat things that taste like meat, right? Forget the shape, but the taste. And it's not about the taste. We're not vegans because we don't like the taste. We love the taste. We're vegans because we do not agree with or we don't stand for the process. And the best way to put it as an example now is with everything that's happening in the world, Palestine and Israel, a lot of people boycotted a lot of brands. right? And that's not because you don't like the taste of cola, you don't like the taste of Starbucks or McDonald's, you just don't agree with what they stand behind. And that's pretty much what veganism is. You boycott the oppression of animals, the abuse of animals, and of things of that nature.
Yeah. You know what I found funny? Because I went through a period where I was vegan. And I've been through loads. I've tried loads of different things just for the sake of it, just to see what it's like. I didn't understand why they still used the names like vegan chicken and then vegan meatballs. It's just like
it's for familiarity. It's what you are familiar with, what you know, what you're comfortable with. You know, like I don't know. I don't know, excuse me, who would come up with the names, but it would be difficult to market something like veganism or vegan food as something new. Like, this is minced filet. You know, would you like to try some?
I'd rather go for a bit of flair.
I've never heard of that in my life. Would you like to try vegan meat? But I know what meat is.
But are they marketing it to non-vegans? Because obviously vegans don't need to hear that, right?
This is the thing, right? So vegans for the most part, they eat mostly whole foods, which is not processed foods, vegetables, tofu, whatever, beans, peas, things like that.
That's why I couldn't do tofu.
This is the thing, is like, when you try tofu in my restaurant, you'll know tofu is an edible food. A lot of people that serve tofu don't know how to use it, cook with it, work with it, nothing. Excuse me. So it takes away from the experience of the eater, right?
Because tofu for me was like, okay, if you describe white people and black people of how they cook, right?
White people's tofu.
Seasoning and all that. White people just are tofu.
Yeah.
Like, it's just,
man, that's the thing as well. It's like, when you think of a vegan,
it tastes like really bad feta cheese.
Yeah, it doesn't even taste. It doesn't have taste. It's a neutral flavored food.
It's water, but in food.
It absorbs whatever flavor is around it. It's very versatile, right? Very versatile. I'd love for you again to come to the restaurant.
Yeah, and give it a try.
Yeah, and I'll let you try. I'll let you try everything, man. I'll let you cross the rainbow with me and try out all the foods we got there. And
I knew there was a rainbow flag involved with veganism. See, it came out. He said it himself, bro. I didn't say it.
But no. So like, when you imagine a vegan, you think of like a Karen or a hippie. A Karen or a hippie.
No,
right?
I understand you, because I came from a fitness background.
Yeah.
Of really, I was like a celebrity trainer. I was really into it. It's on the cover of Men's Health magazine. But,
oh, really?
Yeah.
UK?
No. Here, Middle East. Nice. Middle East Men's Health, which is basically 3 people who train in the country. One of them's going to get it, bro, at that time. So for me, there was a big vegan community in the training world. So I kind of understood it. I did the research behind it. I understood. There's so many people like, oh, you cannot get this and this and this minerals from being vegan. It's just like, oh, shut up, bro. Like, there's a guy who's eating KFC every day telling me about the minerals that I can't get from food, and I'm like, do you really think you're getting any minerals from what you're eating?
This is again, this is among most of the things that I hear is like, and again, this goes back to the whole family and the family's disapproval of it, right? Like my grandmother, she's like. We're in her house and she's like, Ahmed, have some chicken. And I'm like, no, I'm good. I'll just have rice and salad. She's like, but have some chicken. I'm like, just rice and salad's fine. She's like, why? I'm like, I'm vegan. She's like, what? I'm like, I'm vegan. She's like, what? I'm like, I'm vegan. And my aunt goes, he's vegan, Mom. He's vegan. He doesn't eat meat, chicken, or anything. And my grandma goes, why? What disease do you have?
Makes sense, bro. Because to them, they come from a whole different time.
But
like, not just time, bro.
Yeah.
Where our grandparents grew up, it's not like we can say, bro, there wasn't phones when they can say, bro, there wasn't Sky when we grew up, bro. Like, there was sun once a week. Like,
no, that's the thing is like, it's a very cultural and traditional thing. And when people look into these things further, like I think this is a recent study that was done about a group of people that had the longest lifespan on Earth. And they had the most common thing they had was a meal at lunchtime they had every single day, which was a vegan meal, and excuse me, the reason why people opt to, are you sick and is that why you're vegan, is because 9 times out of 10 doctors will recommend a vegan diet or a plant-based
when
diet.
There's something wrong with you,
if you have heart conditions, or if you have even if you're a cancer patient. Like my GP in Cleveland Clinic, Abu Dhabi, basically told me, she's not a vegan.
Wait, was this a was this an advert? Is he getting paid for that?
No. But I'm just trying to let you know at what level.
Saying, because there's got to be some commission coming in. Because I am sponsored by Al Zahra Hospital, Dubai. So if you have any issues, you go there first before Cleveland.
No, so like just because this was an interaction I had with a doctor, the GP, and she says, I'm not vegan, but I recommend to all my oncology patients, oncology patients, I recommend to them a plant-based diet because now there's so much to discuss, but one of which is the protein, right? Bro, where do you get your protein from? Do I look like a motherfucker who's living off trying to find protein in the world? You know, like if you put a vegan and non-vegan whose life is just gym, they're both going to be fit. It has nothing to do with like you can eat fast food and you can still be fit, right? If you just spend enough time in the gym. But the protein, one of the things is the protein is you get sufficient amount of protein regardless. You as a
your body could only take in a certain amount every couple of hours anyway.
Exactly. Protein or any other vitamin or mineral, your body can only accept a certain tolerance.
And the rest of it just comes out in your wee.
Exactly. And one of the myths about veganism is, and soy specifically, is that soy increases your likelihood of cancer, which is not true. This is based off of one study that was done in the early 90s or late 80s, and that's been refuted because there's been several studies that's been done afterwards that has shown the consumption of soy reduces and actually fights off cancer, specifically in studies that was done on breast cancer. There are more studies on that than the former. But people hear what they want to hear. And one of the things you brought up earlier as well, which is how they market vegan food, is it meant to be marketed for non-vegans, because vegans already know. Most vegan products that are in the country are marketed to non-vegans and non-vegan restaurants, because that's where more consumers are. You know, like me as Nabati, I do my best to target to non-vegans, because vegans will know, and vegans will come to the restaurant, but I'm looking for that non-vegan money. You know what I mean? I'm looking for
we're converting to our cult. So
I'm looking for the carnivores to come.
Money,
and the carnivores are a lot more surprised, appreciative of it. You know what I mean? They've never tried it. They eat the burger like, oh my God, what is this? This is not meat. This is vegan. That's crazy. A vegan's like, it's a bit too undercooked for my preference. Or about, okay, thank you for the feedback. Come again, please. You know, like, but there are a lot of different myths and stereotypes on veganism that unfortunately is backed by the meat and dairy industry.
But how do you figure it out? Because even again, going back to this whole training thing. So we'd study, I did my master's in sports science. You'd study something. The new University or College of Sports Science in America has decided that running backwards is the best way to train. You make all your clients run backwards. The next year, running backwards is bad for your hamstrings, and today we must only run and do a forward roll every 4 steps. Okay, you change the whole program for everything. The next year, running is really bad for you guys. You should only squat like, and it's the same with food, right? It's like 1 year is something, and then they put another thing in, and they put another thing in, and it's like, how do you keep up with what? Like, surely you should just like eat healthy, eat what makes you feel better, and then just go with that. Like, find what's best for you, right?
Yeah, 100%. I'm not for converting everyone to veganism, right? It can't be for everyone. It is impossible for it to be for everyone. But the same goes for a meat-filled diet. It can't be for everyone, right? Some people are fortunate that they can pick either or. It both works fine for them. Some people, they have gut issues. Some people have, but in the Middle East, where a lot of population, or a lot of the people in the population of whether it's the UAE or Saudi Arabia, the highest rate of obesity per capita, or diabetes, I think, as well as another one. But these people have gastro issues as well, or digestive issues, that they cannot eat meat because of it, as a result from eating too much meat. And if you don't know, meat has been classed as a class 2B carcinogen and class 1A carcinogen from I think United Nations as well, which is the leading cause of cancer, is meat and processed meat. Meat and processed meat. Red meat and processed meat.
Meat is a whole different story, but I don't go anywhere.
And even red meat, right? You know, people are like, yeah, I like my steak raw, rare. I want to see
Bro,
bleed.
you know what? I'm kind of one of those people, and I'll tell you why. So I went traveling around the world for 2 years, right? And basically, I had a very flexible ticket system. So if I liked a place, I'd stay there a bit longer. If I didn't, I was supposed to be in Argentina for 2 days. I stayed there for 4.5 weeks, and I had 42 steaks. When I first started there, I wanted, because once I got to 20, I was like, this is ridiculous. It's been 4 days. Like, do you know what I mean? When I got there, I was like, I wanted cooked all the way through, and I'd keep looking. and I'd be like, did the guy just glaze the top of it and not cook it at all? Because the way they eat it, it was like so raw. But by the end, I was eating like that.
Yeah,
like I just literally want to do that and just see it bleed in that. And I wasn't thinking like,
no, look, I'm not saying, you know, people who do that are bad. What I'm saying is, it's
they're
these
not
kinds
allowed in our cult. That's what I'm saying. No, but I get what you're saying.
It's these kinds of dietary measures that do have higher chance of leading to these things.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
And you know what? Have you seen it when they put it in under the microscope and you see all these worms in it and all that stuff?
This is the thing, right? Is the less cooked it is, the higher chance there is of bacteria or sickness or disease that you can catch. And you know, one of the things for like the meat and dairy industry is you have a lot of people that promote these things, and to a normal consumer, it doesn't come off as this is they're advertising this kind of thing, right? But it's like meat equals protein equals muscle mass equals gym equals fitness equals I am sexy. Yeah, you know what I mean? And they kind of put people in a box like, this is what you need to do. Veganism, on the other hand, and going back to the whole nutritional values and minerals and protein that you need, you can get everything from plant-based diets. And I say plant-based because there's been a study that shows people, or males, are more likely to avoid food that is labeled as vegan as opposed to plant-based, because they see it and they're like, I'm not gay, dude, I don't eat that shit. Basically, they believe it takes away from their manliness, their masculinity. I'm like, this is legit part of the study. They believe it takes away from
if you're the kind of person that would take away from your masculinity, we don't want you in our cult.
Yeah, don't be a man, bro. Don't be a man, dude.
No, but it's like get over it, dude. Like, it's like, it's
this is the thing, right? Is they tie a lot of meat to masculinity. Yeah. Like tribal. I am a man. I eat
hunting,
meat.
I'll buy straight from the animal before.
Go hunt an animal in the wild and eat it. Then prove you're a man. Don't be like, I bought it in Carrefour. Exactly. Packaged and ready to sear.
Have you seen the thing in Mexico? So in Mexico, they have these labs where they're creating this plant-based meat, but it actually, like, they
cell-grown meat, cell-grown.
The one
meat?
That has like the beetroot in it that makes it bleed, like, so it's bleeding when you're cutting it.
Okay,
but it's like beetroot.
There are several companies that do something similar. Impossible Meat is one of them.
That's not even vegan, bro. They got cheese and mayonnaise and
Impossible.
The Impossible Burger.
Yeah. Oh no. The Impossible Burger is one thing. The Impossible Meat is another thing, right? So the reason why I actually opened up the restaurant was because my wife and I got a first chance to try it.
Let me stop you there. I want to go back to the reason why you became vegan.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to be good later to go telling the story backwards.
Okay, so the reasons why I became vegan was I was sick of girls and I just wanted to try something else.
I was like, too many girls, so handsome. It's too easy for me to get girls. I just literally don't look them in the eye.
How can I get rid of as many friends as possible in the shortest amount of time? So my wife and I are animal rescuers, right? Okay. And we're avid animal welfare activists. Or
let me go back. You've been that before you met your wife, or is that what you? That was your first transition.
No.
So you could get her. You can be like, oh, she's an animal rescuer. Oh, I too like saving puppies.
No, to be fair, I was like
every man, you became one when she told you were an animal rescuer. Right?
I threw the dog at the side of the road and I was like, look what I rescued.
Yeah, right?
No, to be fair, and I got to give credit where credit is due, I was not aware until I met my wife, and she would, open my eyes to things that's happening. And animal rescue was something, I always tried to help an animal wherever I can. Yeah. But then when I met her, it's more going out of my way to help animals that are stuck in places or whatever. And then that transitioned into she'd show me videos about factory farming.
Okay.
And factory farming is basically like when you see eggs,
just
for example,
1,000 chickens in one coop like that.
100%.
Things up their butt and they just
100%, right? Yeah, 100%. So you get eggs that are just eggs, and then you have eggs that are free range. And then as a consumer, you see free range, you're like, oh, the chickens are free. Yeah. No, they're in one warehouse, thousands upon thousands, toppled upon each other. Yeah. Many of them die and they go unnoticed.
Like some of the apartments in Dera.
Many of them go unnoticed. The dead chickens spreads disease and bacteria. That's what free range is. It is not natural for a cow to be lactating 365 days a year.
They keep getting them pregnant, right?
Of course, they get them pregnant. They forcefully impregnate the cows, and then they take their baby cows away, the veal. They take them away and they use them for meat or whatever, and then the cows. So animal welfare is one of the reasons. right? Animal welfare is one of the reasons why I decided to become vegan. Diet,
Clout.
food, health. We say clout? Yeah, get that vegan clout, blood. Health, because it is naturally healthier to be plant-based. And what was it? Animal welfare, health, the environment is part of it as well. And then the last one is religion. And the religion is the one that sets people off. And not everyone understands it. I can explain
Obviously.
and elaborate.
This is my David Icke moment where he's going to be like, if you look at chapter 6, page 8, it actually means...
No, so anyway, my Quran, I brought here with me. No, so basically, there are a lot of things we don't understand that God or the creator or however you go by his title, that we don't see, that he knows. And his wisdom far exceeds ours and that we can ever potentially reach. And there is a set list of rules to go about halal meat, right? And people think halal means just the slaughter. No, the halal is the entire lifespan of the animal. Everything from how it's raised, how it's taken care of, what food it's given, the space it has to live in, the treatment towards it, and then up until the slaughter, right? So in a case that you'd have a cow, for example, you don't keep it in a cage. You don't forcefully impregnate it. You don't take its baby away. You don't, so on and so forth. And then all of these things basically translates into, the best way I can put it is, you are consistently traumatizing the animal that you are about to put on someone's plate and they eat, and that energy goes into the meat, and then you eat that meat and you get disease, you get sickness. This is how I see it. But maybe that's why we have to follow a certain set of rules of what constitutes for halal meat, right? Now, in saying this as well, I will say if I have my own farm and I have a cow and I raise it and I can kill it, I'll eat it.
That is the most anti his. You see his previous statement. See, I'm an animal lover. I like rescue things, but if I had the space to kill one of them, I would raise the shit out of it, massage his back, and then whisper into his ear, "Good luck."
It's been fun.
Yeah, right.
No, I'm gonna be as realistic as possible.
No, I get that 100%. That's why I was like when I was vegan, and I say vegan with cliff notes because, it only lasted 2 years, so it wasn't like a life thing. But I was always like, if I went to somebody's farm and they said, "Oh, we're gonna have some meat," I'd be like, "All right, I'll do it because I know it's trusted, you've looked after it, and that kind of thing."
Yeah,
there's a difference between, because like you were saying about the hormones, like apparently that these cows are so scared before they get butt shocked that they secrete hormones into the meat.
Yeah, of course.
And then we're eating all that shit.
Exactly, 100%. And the reason why I say I would eat it, if I just finished that sentence, I wouldn't sound. I wouldn't sound.
I would murder it.
If I could, because that's what it is. Like at the end of the day, we live in a day and age where we don't have to.
Yeah.
Right. It's more of a want than it is a need. Bottom line, it's more of a want than it is a need. But where I was going with that is, if I had a cow and I took care of it and I looked after it every single day, and then after 5 years I'm like, hey, you know what, I want a steak, I'm going to put a knife to the neck of this animal I've been taking care of.
What's it called? This
I would
cow?
name it. Yeah, I'd call it Bobby.
Bobby. Okay.
Bobby.
So you're going to kill Bobby at 5 years?
Well, I wouldn't. That's the thing, is I would not be able to
because you love it.
Kill an animal that I take care of. Yeah, there's nothing different between the cow and the dog that you have at home or the cat. It's the same
you'd be
thing.
looking through all the pictures, the Christmas photos of a cow with the Santa hat on, and all
They're
you guys
so
as
cute.
a family.
Bro,
Right?
have you seen fluffy Highlander cows? Google Highlander cows. They're so fluffy. They're like fluffy cows that live in like the Scottish mountains, or I think, if I'm not mistaken. But the idea is, if you can do it, then do it. But you do it, right? I personally wouldn't be able to.
You have to personally do it.
Yeah. Because I wouldn't be able to do it. It's an animal I'm looking after and taking care of, and it's equivalent to the cow or the cat or the dog that you have at home.
Yeah.
And then that's where people be like, hey, it's fucked up that people in China eat dogs and cats.
That's what I was going to say. There's a couple of Chinese people going, I'll tell you how to do the dog. It's very easy. You lift the ears up like this. Cut here.
So this is the thing, right? Is people get outraged by, they eat dogs in China. Well, it's just as outrageous for some people that you eat a cow. You know what I mean? And
you're not using them for their full potential as well, because cows were supposed to be just pushed over when they're sleeping. That's what their skill is, right? Because they can't get back up, and there's humor in it. You push them over, they go, they can't get back up. Yeah. They weren't actually there to be killed. They were just there for humor in the cold, winters when you're out in the fields and stuff. And they're like, okay, how can we, not be so depressed? You go push a cow over.
Yeah. But no, that's the thing is, like I said, it was... it's not something that we need anymore, right? And I'm not talking about fake meats or artificial meats, just whole foods. You can survive on whole foods. Now, someone might be unlucky to have a sickness that doesn't allow for them to, let's say, for example, the piece of shit that is Jordan Peterson, right?
I get that. I literally was going to get him on the podcast, but then I
get him on the podcast. Get him on podcast.
No,
Why
I'm
not?
into it.
Why not?
I don't like his Twitter
chicken.
I
Who's
don't like his Twitter fingers.
No, he only eats meat, and apparently he says that he could not eat anything but meat, and he had diseases when he wasn't eating anything.
He's a child, and he watched the Joe Rogan episode when Joe Rogan said that he was going just eating meat for that week, and then
sure, and then he goes on to advocating for just eat meat. Meat is a good diet, and you should do it, and otherwise you'll become a lobster if you don't clean your room. You know, fuck you, dude. You also said to bomb innocent civilians, dude. Like, who should really take anything you say for anything of value? So again, as much of a piece of shit as I think he is, but don't get me wrong, there are things I learned from him that is beneficial. But if someone genuinely cannot, then sure. Like I said, I'm not here to force people into it. At the end of the day, if somebody adopts a plant-based diet for like a day of the week, it makes a huge difference environmentally, to your health, to the animal welfare side of things as well. It does have a massive impact, right?
And you do feel better. I mean, that was, again, the decline of my veganism is how I went through stages. So one of them was, okay, so we're just going to eat meat on Saturday.
Yeah.
So it'll be vegan all through the week and then meat on Saturday and, you know, carry on again as usual. The only reason we started eating meat again is because my wife got pregnant. She was having twins and she was just fiending for burgers and stuff. So I was like, because I love you, babe, I'm also going to eat loads of burgers too. and then I just got trapped in that, bro. And I was just meeting all the way forward from there. But we did give it a good go.
Look, on that particular note, like if my wife was pregnant and she craves meat, I would give her meat.
Right?
You have to. You have to, because
I was going to make a joke there and I didn't know how far I could take it. But I was going to be like, that was the reason she did get pregnant in the first place. cut.
No. Because if you don't feed into the craving of a pregnant woman, it can affect the baby. Yeah. So,
and affect your life too, because you don't want to be on the wrong side of a pregnant lady. You know?
But no, there are a lot of, like, for example, a lot of people who hate towards vegans or people who follow plant-based diets. They, like, for people who have some information, not the full picture, they say like, yeah, but you guys with your soy takes up a lot more land mass and it takes a lot more of this and that than the cows do.
And the avocados, bringing them from that part of the world.
Sure, any kind of import export of vegetables and produce like that in agriculture does have a environmental impact. But specifically for this argument of soy and how much land it takes as opposed to cows, sure, that's if 75 to 80% of the land was not used to feed the fucking cows. That's what it is. The soy that's being grown or farmed is for cows. So if you were able to, I can't remember what it was. There are a lot of statistics. I won't bore you with it, but just to give you an idea on the environmental side of things, right? It is the fastest reversal that you can witness of environmental damage or impact is adopting a plant-based diet because of, like, for example, the half-life of methane or nitrous oxide. So methane obviously comes from the gases of the animals, and the nitrous oxide comes from the fertilizer or digging up the ground and the earth and flipping it over and whatnot. This causes a lot of that, and that has a short half-life, meaning it only stays in the atmosphere for so long. So the more you reduce it, the quicker it leaves the atmosphere, or the quicker it disappears, or however. I'm not going to act like I know that part of it, but the quicker it goes away. And if somebody wants to argue, you know, like, but what impact does it really have? Well, look at the boycotting. Again, the perfect example is the boycott of products that support Israel. Is people are like, what impact does it have? Yeah, look at the sales of like McDonald's and Starbucks and how much they've suffered. Yeah, basically, right? A little bit helps. A little bit does go a long way. But the Arabic saying is "Ana alayya ala nafsi bas." Like, I'm only concerned about what I do. I'm not gonna. You can't force someone else to do something or to adopt a lifestyle or a diet that you know. Lead by example as always. And again, like I said, if it's even just one day, there's this method called bottom trolling fishing, where they just throw this massive net in the ocean, and it drops all the way down to the bed of the ocean, and they just drag everything across. And I mean literally everything. And if I'm not mistaken, they throw back, or they just throw away 80% of what they've picked up because it's useless. That makes in a year, if I'm not mistaken, 1,000 million tons of carbon in the atmosphere a year.
Oh.
And that is more than the aviation industry in the world, just from fishing. So these are the misconceptions people have, or the misunderstandings people have of facts that are presented incorrectly, or at least a half-truth, right? Like the soy and the farm and stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much my understanding, or the knowledge I have towards it, and what I would choose to practice. If my doctor said, hey, you're going to die if you don't eat meat, I'm going to start eating meat.
Is there such a thing where you're going to die if you don't eat meat?
Sorry.
Wait.
I was just going to say another joke.
Was that really...
Sorry.
No, that wasn't an LGBTQV joke. V is in there though, right? In the LGBTQV.
Why, you throwing vegans in that mix? No.
Okay.
No, I don't think so. No, there's nothing, to my knowledge, to my limited knowledge, I should say, there's nothing that would be like, hey, you need to eat meat now.
Yeah, I don't think there is something where it's like, doctor, what's going on? You need a burger.
Yeah.
But even still, maybe that's what we need. We need that disease, because you know how they make medicine so expensive that people just can't afford it?
Yeah.
That's what we need to do. We need that disease so people can't afford burgers and meat anymore.
Dude,
and then everyone will be vegan.
The thing with that is like, a lot of people don't understand that their bodies are changing because, like, okay, if someone says, you know, my ancestors used to eat meat. Yeah, sure, but not this one.
Yeah.
They not this one, right? And
they also used to run for 4 days to catch it, bro.
Dude, yeah.
And develop the... I actually need something now because I've literally tried to kill it 3 times and it's like cut me and it's fucking got away.
And this day and age, they're like, hello, talabat. I want sandwich. I don't know who calls talabat, but...
That's what they should do. So they should literally deliver you the animal.
The animal is like, here you go.
Hey, I'd like a kebab. You're like, cool, you open the doors. Like, it's like,
here's your animal.
It's up to you now to finish.
Here's your animal and here's the knife. Kill it.
I think that's incredible, because also at the same time, a lot of people, I mean, apart from Mo, wouldn't know how to skin and cut and gut animals and those kind of things, right?
But these people,
yeah, you do. Don't fucking give me that.
Look, but these people, right? Those people are survivors. The people who used to do all that. They're not. Again, it's not just for the meat. They would make use of every part of the animal, right? This will
be my meal and a jacket.
Yeah, it's not like you could say, like, this is how the people used to go about life and survival, because it was survival at the end of the day. You're not gonna go to someone 1,000 years ago and be like, impossible meat, would you like some vegan thing? But actually, going back to the impossible meat thing, so my wife and I wanted to try an impossible burger. We got the chance to try it, and we got served a shitty fucking burger. It was so sad and disappointing. It was like a kids meal burger looks better than
a Happy Meal one.
Yeah, it was. No, it's supposed to be a normal
after
burger.
All the bloody things that you were doing earlier in the day, all the animals you were saving and stuff.
Yeah, right. You need to get up that energy, right?
Right.
And like it was 80 dirhams for a burger.
Yeah.
And then like additional 15 if you want fries. By the end of it, you've paid 100 dirhams for just a burger meal. It's like
for a Happy Meal. What the fuck? Without a toy.
And then later we discovered that the buns aren't vegan, the mayonnaise isn't vegan, the cheese isn't vegan. And that's because they're marketing to non-vegans. They're not marketing it to vegans. This is why. But that pissed me off enough to be like, you know what? I'm going to give people the authentic experience and show them just how good vegan food can be. You know?
Yeah. So you decided, that's very local of him, right? A normal person will go, this wasn't vegan and this wasn't vegan. But he was like, I will open a restaurant.
I will make it vegan.
You don't want to give me vegan? Watch this. Watch this.
I'll tell you, man. I've tried to veganize as many things as possible. I've veganized karak. I've veganized. He's tried it. I've veganized something that no one else has tried outside my home. I've veganized Mansef. I've veganized Mansef. Mansef. I've veganized Mansef.
Okay.
I've veganized kibbanaya.
Okay.
I've had it in my restaurant once, actually, an exclusive dinner that we hosted.
I mean, the name. Let's tell them what kibbanaya is.
Kibbanaya is raw meat.
Okay, like, that's what I'm saying.
Like it wasn't...
What do you call it? Just something else.
Yeah, right? It's raw plants. I think
raw leaf. Here's the raw leaf.
Yeah. That's the thing. It's like, yeah, dude. Again, it's like.
But do people worry, like, when you go to their houses, everyone's like, oh, Ahmed and his wife are coming out, hide all the plants and shit, like, just in case you're just sitting there like,
guys, when's dinner going to be ready? Just grazing at their plant.
Licking the plant in the corner.
Yeah. No, it's, بالعكس, again, I think it's, it goes back to leading by example, right? I'm not going to, like, I mean, it is a podcast, so I am giving you information, but, and on any other day, I'll just be like, here's a burger, try it out. If you like it, guess what? You're gay, dude. It's vegan.
Right. We got you. Got you,
bitch. But everyone
you should do that. Do you know what you need to do? Get on the you have a speaker, a radio thing in you have speakers in your restaurant.
Yeah.
Okay, get the Dave Chappelle thing, just that clip, and every time someone takes a bite, just go, "Gotcha, bitch!" That's it. Every time, bro. People will come just for that with their friends,
dude,
bro.
Yeah,
that's marketing, bro. I'll tell you, you can have that.
No, you know what marketing is? This is a bit I have in one of my stand-ups that I've yet to do this bit, but veganism or plant-based food needs to be marketed differently. That's what it is. Everything in the world that's successful is through the right marketing, right? And the way you market veganism, you gotta explain this properly, man. The way you market veganism.
He's gonna take his shirt off.
The way you market.
Oh shit! Sorry.
No, the way you market veganism is you market it to men.
Yeah.
And you tell them it makes their dick bigger.
Yeah, bro. 100%.
That's how you fucking sell out of plants.
You can sell anything to guys. If you say, eat this dick, it will make your dick bigger, they'll be like,
You don't need to market it. This is the thing, dude. Is like, and scientifically, it is true. Scientifically, plant-based diets makes you harder and makes you harder for longer. Plant-based. No, okay, it makes you harder and harder for longer, which is basically blood circulation. And that's why, because meat diets, it causes clots in arteries and whatever, and that's why they have erectile dysfunction. That's why
they take all those herbs, Ali and all that stuff.
Exactly, and vegans, as far as I know from the ones I've checked, which is just the one, I haven't checked any others, there's no...
There's like a little meeting on his road. All the vegans meet up and he's just like, okay.
You have to do this little tap. You have to do.
You're weighing more than last week.
I'll come back in 5 minutes. We'll see. We'll see.
Then Ibrahim comes and goes, "You've been eating a lot this week."
But yeah, that's how you'd market it, because men all over the world want what makes their dick bigger and stronger, dude. Like, there isn't a place that you pass by that has these honey stands, and they're like, "Asal, honey," and you're like, "I'm good." They're like, "Hak fil layl," for nighttime, for the married people.
What kind of honey?
For the married people, try it. And it's like, well, okay. In China, dude, they ground up fucking ivory tusks, elephant tusks. They grind it up. I don't know if they snort it or what they do.
Tiger bones as well.
Everything is for your penis. That's what it's for. Like, there's this weird fascination, and if you say this to a guy, they'll be like, "What's wrong with my smushy smush meat stuff? It's fine, It's like, but all these people market everything as lobster. Shabab, guys, I'm gonna have a date tonight. I'll eat lobster and shrimp rabbiyan. I'll eat rabbiyan. I show her the stuff, the magic stuff. And it's like, but also no, because that's not how it works.
You're supposed to rub the lobster on your penis.
He's like,
and then after
he's like halfway through the act, he starts getting soft again.
You must put the shell on your penis. Literally, lobster shell on your penis makes longer.
Halfway through the act, he's getting soft again. He's like, wait, let me eat lobster. Just lobster.
Crab stick, bring me crab stick.
So yeah, I think if veganism was, or plant-based food was marketed as that, there'd be no plants left in the world, dude.
Right?
All the men would fight over
like literally the desert
bro,
everywhere.
Guys after this podcast would probably start eating broccoli and just shoving it down. Their girlfriends or whatever would be like, "You should try this." Why? No, just try it.
We have some burgers around here, right?
Yeah, I got some.
But do you want to talk about first the restaurant, the name, and the dope logo, which you were supposed to bring me a t-shirt and didn't bring?
The restaurant is called Nabati, and it is the best plant-based food in the UAE. Within our first year of launching, we've had a lot of people ask us to open up internationally. I'm talking, Riyadh, Oman, Egypt, Morocco, Kuwait, Florida, Netherlands. People are asking me to franchise, and it's still too soon. I got no investors, but
we'll get you some, don't worry.
But the idea behind the restaurant is Nabati is the Arabic word for vegan or plant-based, right? And the gorilla, we picked the gorilla because the gorilla is pound for pound the gayest animal in the animal kingdom.
100%.
It's the strongest animal in the animal kingdom, and it's a vegan.
And it's the strongest and gayest. So if you meet a gorilla,
literally
do
one play dead or bend over. One of the two. That's what you got to do. So we picked.
That doesn't work because they still do it.
So we picked my wife actually came up with the name and the logo. Right, my wife's
starting to see a trend here. Wink twice if you're in trouble.
No, look,
if you need help, just blink twice, bro. Yeah.
She's the yeah.
He's like, my wife, I love her, man. She's like, animals, saving animals, opening restaurants and logos. And
no, she's the genius behind the logo and the name. I'm the genius behind the kitchen, right?
Okay.
So everything in Nabati is what I used to cook for my wife and I at home.
Okay.
And then the idea was, this food is really good. We should let everyone be able to have it, right? And really affordable prices, like prices you remember back in the 90s. Our burgers come with fries. All the burgers come with fries for free. You don't have to pay.
That's the worst douchiest
I don't know
thing
what
ever.
asshole decided, hey, you got to pay extra for fries.
But this is new, right?
I think it was like the last few years.
Like 5-10 years ago, like right. I don't remember like ever ordering burgers and having to ask for the price.
It's the strangest thing, man. It's the strangest thing. It's just for them to make more money.
Okay, how much is your burger?
The most expensive one we have is I think 42, 43.
Okay.
With fries.
The most expensive ones. This is a Ferrari. We also have shitty burger, which is 20.
No, they're all good. They're all good.
Wasn't there something that I'm sure somebody sent me something from your restaurant and it was like burgers 2 dirhams.
Oh yeah.
Like,
1 dirham. We had a 1 dirham.
It was you, right?
Yeah. We had a 1 dirham burger during Veganuary because
don't ever want someone like me there because I'm a dickhead, bro.
I need dickheads.
I literally would have gone there and bought 100 burgers out of spite.
Oh no, it's not allowed. Terms and conditions. I ain't dumb, bro. You think I said I'm vegan, not dumb, dude.
I assumed that it was the same thing. When you said you were vegan, I assumed
no.
Okay.
So we had for the entire month of January, known as Veganuary. I don't know why vegans get a month, but
it doesn't even rhyme, right?
Every
like
Veganuary, we just put veg in the beginning, and Veg February.
Yeah,
you know
right.
what I mean?
Veguary.
Vegarch is coming up next month. But it was a burger for 1 dirham. A burger
Just
for
one?
1 dirham. Yeah, just 1 dirham.
No, just one burger.
Yeah, just 1 burger.
So you couldn't come in.
The
what
idea
if I came in once just wearing a kandura, and then I went and I came back kandura baseball cap. Then I went and came back kandura Aigal sunglasses.
I'd call
right?
vegan security, and they basically come and nag you out of the restaurant.
Gorillas that just come.
But the idea was to get people enticed to come and try, and they have a bite, and they're like, "Oh, damn, this is actually pretty good," and I don't feel like I'm turning at all, you know. But we give people the option to try everything from the fake meats to whole foods, and gives people the chance to see that everything can be really, really delicious, right? Yeah. It's 100% flavor, 0% compromise in the restaurant, even with tofu. So
wait, are these burgers made out of tofu?
No. But the tofu ones, I'd want you to come to the restaurant, try it out. I'll give you a little bit of
because
salt.
They're really good for 5 minutes.
I'll give you. No, it's not really good for 5 minutes. You'd be surprised. Our tofu is among the most ordered. We have a barbecue tofu ribs.
Okay.
Tofu puffs.
Wait, tofu ribs?
Tofu ribs, yeah. We split the ribs open and
Zia
took out
looks
its
hungry,
ribs.
Bro. He literally keeps looking past the screen. He's like, "We try now, burger? No, okay. Now we try no, okay.
But yeah, dynamite tofu puffs is basically like a nuggets alternative. But we do these exclusive dinners in the restaurant as well, which showcases the versatility of what Nabati is capable of doing. And the idea is, I want to have every possible cuisine I could think of under Nabati. So you'd have Nabati Japanese, Nabati Arabic, Nabati Indian, Nabati Mexican, and
Nabati Jabati.
Yeah, dude, you'd be surprised, man. There's a lot of we have a lot.
I see a rhyme, I get it, bro.
Write it down. Yeah, write it down. And this is what the exclusive dinners. We have an exclusive dinner coming up next Saturday and the Saturday after, which is Japanese, which like the menu is like sushi, ramen, black sesame ice cream, among many other things, all made by me.
So are you actually cooking in the restaurant as well? No.
Whenever I can, I do. All of the recipes have been created by me. I've trained all the staff in the restaurant. And I continue to train them because I continue to be like, secret shopper or whatever. I try food. I'm just like, yo, this isn't good. Who's getting fired today, motherfucker?
He literally just walks in there with a Scream mask on, and they're just like, why is he always dressed in these stupid things? But we know it's
him. Why is he coming? Like
he's literally got his biceps out. Like we know.
Like I walk in and the cashier's like, good afternoon, boss. How are you? I'm like, I'm not boss. I'm secret shopper.
Right?
But so that's pretty much what Nabati is. It's everyday comfort food with no compromise.
Okay.
And because people generally, you have the stereotype or the idea that vegan food is either expensive or it's one of two things, expensive or a salad. And we're not expensive and we're not salads. We have salads as well, but that's like maybe 10% of the menu. Otherwise, we have your classic burgers. We have a burger that literally tastes like a McChicken.
Okay.
I shit you not, it tastes like a McChicken. We have a crispy chicken wrap, which tastes like a Twister from KFC.
I want to try it all.
We've got milkshakes. We've got ice cream. I got you guys ice cream. I got you guys cookies and cream ice cream, which tastes like a McFlurry.
Yeah, time to eat. I know you're hungry, bro. Bring.
It tastes like a McFlurry, an Oreo McFlurry. We have, I got you guys dessert, which is called crack because it's like super addictive.
You got us what crack? Vegan crack?
Yeah, I got you guys crack. Yeah.
So just cocaine.
Two bags of crack.
Look for burger.
What's it? Yeah, the boxes.
I don't know why I'm using the accent, but look for burger.
The boxes and basically, you guys don't have any allergies to anything, do you?
Just shit food.
You're allergic to shit food?
Yeah.
Well, this isn't shit food.
What's this?
And I got you nuggets as well, chicken nuggets. So let me get in there. Let me help you out.
Okay, he's gonna help us. See, the good thing about vegan stuff is he feeds you the food.
Yeah,
you like the vegan chips?
For an extra $5, I can feed you like salt.
Right. Damn, son. This is his.
Secret guest over here. Right, now, this burger we've got over here, lads, is the Nabati beef burger. Comes with the fries.
I read Nabati breast, I was down straight away, bro.
Give me them Nabati breasts. That's for you.
That's for you.
Yeah.
He literally, that's how into his job he is. He goes, this for operator, right?
So I want.
Dude, this is a big burger.
Yeah, we're generous with our portions. We're not.
Okay.
And then here, let me get you a little bit of the nuggets.
A little bit of the nuggets.
I'll let you try the nugget first here.
Okay, let me try to. Okay, we don't do this.
Why is there a chess set? Like we're a bunch of geniuses sitting here talking about. Oh, shit! It started. It started. Close up on camera one.
I'm trying this now. No, Zia's out of service. He doesn't know what he's doing now. He's just eating.
We got thumbs up.
I'm gonna try this nugget now.
We got thumbs up.
Yeah, looks like a bit of spice in this barbecue sauce. I like that. I like things very spicy.
No, it's not spicy.
No?
No.
That's so weird, bro.
Did your balls tingle?
Huh?
Did your balls tingle a little
My
bit?
butthole.
Yeah.
Dude, that's so weird.
Yeah.
See, look, I'm 100% down with being vegan if you can sponsor me free food for the rest of my life. Let's see how
we can do it. We can do it.
So good, right?
Dude, it's so good.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna try this burger. You just talk for a while.
yeah, I'll talk. Don't worry about it.
Wait, do you want to bite out of my mushroom and Swiss? You have to.
What's that?
Mushroom and pizza.
So what's this one?
Cheese, sorry.
This is a Nabati Beast, which is a classic double meat, double cheese, double gayness, bro. Yeah. It's a good burger.
Okay, that's a big bun, bro.
It's a good burger. We are very.
I'm wearing white. Wait.
We are very generous with our portions. We take the consumer into mind throughout the entire step and or the entire journey. Let's hear it.
Dude, look how happy.
He's about to kick his.
Finger already, bro.
Honestly,
Do you feel yourself getting harder?
they used to call me the Cocosaurus Rex in school. But now I don't think there's a name that can fit. Dude, this is really good.
Yeah. Thank you, man. So this is.
No, I'm good with this one. I can't mix flavors, bro.
So
Missing out.
we basically have in this restaurant it's burgers, Mexican food, and sandwiches. And the Mexican food is like proper Mexican food. My wife and I were arguing whether we should put like American style tacos, which is like the hard shell crap.
Dude, I'm honestly not saying this because he's paying me to promote his stuff. That's also good. No, seriously.
But I'm not paying him, just so people.
This is really. He's not paying me, but he will be in food soon.
But yeah, man, you see what I mean? Like you can eat this every day, and it is always the better decision, right? It is always the better decision because there's less fat, there's no cholesterol in plant-based food, right? And it's better for your gut as well. So I had this guy, an acquaintance.
That's so good, bro.
An Emirati who don't feel shy, man. You can finish it all. Like I know that burger is hard to just take one bite and leave it on the side.
I'm just doing that because I want some nuggets.
But this acquaintance of mine, Emirati guy, I had let him try the burger once, and his response was, "I haven't been able to eat meat for 6 years because of his digestive problems," and he's like, "Now I can have it because of this." Right? So it's not only for plant-based people. It can also be for people who have digestive problems. It can be for people who are, Hindu. You know, they don't eat meat. So for them, this is a perfect option to eat normal food. And it goes back to why do you name things?
It looks like a patty as well.
Yeah. And it goes back
carry on.
It goes back to why do you name things the way that you do to replicate the non-vegan versions of it. It's because of the familiarity. The whole point is bringing back comfort, right? Sean tried this and he said, "I feel like I was taken back to my childhood." You know, there's something in the simplicity of the food that we make.
What is this sauce? I'm so sorry. I'm into this.
No, dude, by all means.
Kind of like a kind of mango-y kind of thing.
It has no mangoes in it.
No?
No, dude, no mangoes.
Just because it's orange.
It's Nabati sauce. It's a secret.
Bro, tell him about Klaus.
Oh, we had this. We had this one customer come in, and he's like, it was me and Mo, and I was just like, I was telling Mo, I was like, keep it down, we have a customer, and he goes and he asks the guy a few questions, and then Mo just asked him, he goes, "Are you vegan?" And the guy's name is Klaus, so his accent is as his name you'd imagine. He's like, Mo's like, "Are you vegan?" He's like, "What?" He's like, "Are you vegan?" He's like, "What?" He's like, vegan, like vegetables, plant. He's like, "Oh no, I love my meat. I only eat meat. I love the meat so much. I can only eat meat." And I'm just like,
do you know that?
Shut the fuck up. Don't tell him where he is right now. I don't think he knows where he is. And he's come to the restaurant for the last 5 weeks. He doesn't know it's vegan. He doesn't know it's vegan, dude.
Like, when are you guys gonna have prawns?
Klaus, if you're watching, gotcha.
Gotcha, bitch. No way.
Yeah. So that's
Dude, that is really good. I'm not just saying that.
I'm glad, man.
That is really good.
I'm glad.
You made a mistake.
Oh, there should be microphones on the side.
Yeah.
All yours.
Put your microphone on.
It's on already.
It's on the whole time?
Yep.
So we can hear more laughing?
No. All the time. I hate that.
Okay, what do you think of the burger?
Talk it to the mic.
What do you think?
It's good, perfect.
It's
You
good,
know, he's,
perfect.
from Afghanistan, so he has no idea of no meat.
No.
No meat. This
This
is
is
not
not meat.
It's not meat.
Not meat.
ما في لحم.
Wallah, it tastes same like lahm.
Yeah.
meat. Takes the same, right? There's not meat.
Really?
Only octopus penis.
I thought it's lahm. It's meat.
So this is why I'm saying, like, even as as hard as the market might make it seem, vegan food has to be expensive. We're cheaper than most non-vegan places. It's the affordability, bro. Like, shit's getting so expensive these days, man. Shit's getting so expensive these days unnecessarily. So, like, I'm here to try and make people happy. I always enjoy feeding people, and to try and do it on the scale of a restaurant, it's like one of the most rewarding things that I've been able to do recently.
Where is the restaurant? In Dubai?
It's in Arjan, right opposite.
Arjan,
right opposite Miracle Gardens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you find that location is getting enough people, or do you feel like
it's still a new location? So it needs, I'd say, maybe a year more because it's still under development. Still a new location. Everyone that comes there, when they come, they're like, "I've never been to this place before in Dubai, and I've been here for like 10 years."
Do you think that you would ever open one in somewhere not in Sharjah?
No, I plan to open
Like in JBR or something like that? This place would just go crazy, bro.
I would not.
Because the rents are so high.
Yeah, I would not, because I'm the kind of person who, like, if I talk to someone who's a business owner, a restaurant owner, I'm like, "Why are these burgers cost so much?" Well, because the rent here costs that much. Well, I don't give a shit about the beach. Give me food at an affordable price. Like, I'm not going to come to a restaurant that's on JBR and sit in traffic for 40 minutes just to park my car in a 10-meter gap and then go and pay 100 dirhams for a burger. it's not, but people like that here.
Yeah,
Man.
and plus
people
you want
like
them
that.
to listen to the soundtrack you send them on the way there that has a subliminal messages in the songs. Like,
No, people,
right?
people like that here though. There's something about me being like, "Hey, here's a 40 dirham
We're
burger,"
going- it's an
and then
outing.
being like,
Yeah,
"Here's
yeah.
a no." It's like if I come to you and I'm like, "Here's a 40 dirham burger," and then I'm like, "And here's a 90 dirham burger." People here are more likely to be like, "Ooh, 90 dirham. It's got to be really good."
They obviously don't have kids like me. They're obviously not paying school fees in
It's-
Dubai British school.
Yeah,
so.
that's the thing, right? Is I would not compromise the cost or price of food just for the sake of opening in a fancier place.
Yeah.
Right. To me, it's always the customer that matters the most. How can I please them without
Touching them.
how can I please them without touching them and without making them pay more? You know, at the end of the day, it is a business. They do have to pay a certain markup, but I'm not going to be like, boom, 90 dirhams because I'm Salt Bay and I wear this tight white shirt and I throw salt in my elbow. And you remember when he didn't talk on camera?
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
great. Then
Yeah,
he now he comes on, he's like,
Right.
avocado, bro. You should have just kept
keep it
quiet.
at that, bro.
Like
Should have just kept on having those kids.
cappuccino, kol khara, man. Like no one wants to hear that.
Dude, I don't get any of that stuff. Like all this high-priced. Maybe it's because I'm poor, but
No,
all
dude,
of
it's
these
not.
high-priced
It's not. It's
places.
not. It's-
Like my wife's like, we're going to Nobu. I'm like, no, boo, we're not going. We're not going to. Like, I'm very simple. Like, yesterday, I literally messaged my wife and I was like, what time are you home from work? I got a romantic dinner planned for you. We're going to walk on the beach right next to Hantar and we're going to go and get something straight after. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, we like that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
I
dude,
like.
there is.
I'm not into this going. Like, I've literally stopped being friends with people because they only hang out in those kind of restaurants. And I'm
yeah.
like, you can't even afford to hang with. Like, what is this fake kind of thing you're trying to keep up with the people
there
around
is
you?
something about it in certain parts of the Middle East where people are. It's that mentality of I need to pay and I need to be seen in this place so people know that I can afford it and I am of that class or of that level. It's
just so
where
fake,
it's like,
bro.
dude, Antar, bro, if you go to Antar and just go for a walk on that
gangster, bro.
road, dude, that is like one of the best feelings
best,
ever.
bro.
It's
It's
yeah,
the
it's like
best.
so chill. Like that's so nostalgic. It goes back to the
To
nostalgic
back in the
feeling,
day,
right? Yeah.
And there's a lot of fake people like that. I was literally talking to this to my wife yesterday after we rescued some raccoons. That, that I was like, because obviously I do this all by myself, right? So I meet these celebrities, I get them, we become friends, we talk way after, like we literally build friendships.
Yeah.
I'm not a show where somebody goes, today you're interviewing this, and this. And I see so many people that they build their whole online profile by seeing a celeb, taking a picture with them, and literally doing that so much that it looks like they know
They
these
know
people.
these people. Yeah, I don't get that.
Like it literally, and I'm like, mate, I know you. Like I know you don't know none of these people.
I don't get that. I've had actually a few people that come to the restaurant and they're like, I always talk to my customers if I can. If I'm not busy, I'll go talk to them. How's the food? How's everything? And like more than half the time, they're like, by the way, I follow you on Instagram. I'm just like, oh, awesome, thanks. I don't know how to react. I don't know how to respond. And they're like, can we take a picture? I'm like, with me?
Yeah, I find that so strange.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah,
You know,
you're like no, I find that strange. Like people who take pictures of people, like I've been around so many celebrities, and I'm not saying that in a douchey way, just in a
I know
in
a
a
lot
way
more
where-
people than you do. No.
no, yeah, exactly. No, in a way that if I wanted to, I would have the top page like that. But like I really wouldn't take a picture of anyone unless we were on the show.
Yeah.
It's literally just people. We're doing the show. We take a picture after, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like I would feel so weird sitting with these guys, like the UFC fighters or footballers, when we're out,
Yeah.
and be like, "Let me just film a video of us being out." Kind
Yeah,
of.
I don't
find that
even-
so strange. Like,
I stopped doing that as well, just in my own outings, because it's like, how much are you actually enjoying this outing?
did you know what I mean?
You know,
it's
I
fine if
stopped-
someone captures you by
Bro,
accident.
I
or
stopped
something,
going to concerts because, like, everyone there is just
because it's devil worship.
like,
That's
what are
why.
you doing, dude?
Yeah.
Like, you're not in the moment.
in the
You're not
moment,
enjoying.
yeah.
You're just like, so I can watch this later. I want to
I
see
don't
this
get- but
video
the
later.
thing is, they don't watch it later. Like
Yeah,
they
yeah,
literally
yeah.
won't watch it on their
Yeah.
phone. They have 1,000 videos and
Yeah.
pictures in that. It's very strange.
It is,
But
man.
let's talk
And
about the chomedy.
the
Chomedy.
comedy.
Chomedy. Was Iranian
Comedy,
comedy.
I
comedy. Come
heard
on.
traumedy. I'm like, what is that? A comedy from
Trauma,
trauma?
yeah, both
Damn,
of
dude,
them.
traumedy. Nice. I can do traumedy. Yeah. No, I started doing comedy last year, and then October 7th happened, and then I decided to stop for a while because I thought it was inappropriate. I couldn't get out of enjoy it, man. Enjoy it. Take a bite. Look in my eyes. But it was in Abu Dhabi.
Okay.
And now I'm trying to get back into Dubai. Sean's offered for me to do one like a bit in one of his shows. It's not been easy. Like I'd like to do it when I can, but it's not been easy because I'm a very I told you I'm married and I have a kid. I'm a very attached father. Like I love my son.
I get it.
More than anything in the world. Nothing brings me more joy or happiness than my son.
I'm
you know?
with you.
And any time spent with him is time spent better than anywhere else.
100%.
You know, there are people that you'll get in your life that'll understand it, and even if they don't have kids, and they'll make time to see you or whatever. And then there are the people who are just like, "Oh, you became different when you became a dad, man." Like, yeah, okay, sure, that's fine. I'll accept whatever comes with it because this is literally everything in the world.
By far, isn't it the best thing you've ever done in your life?
It is, man. I'll say this on camera. I have no problem with it, dude. I cried so much when he was born. I was like, I could not explain the feeling of it. It was the happiest moment of my life. Just like, and I couldn't understand it for a year. Like it is, I would say, the modern day miracle of God that we are able to witness.
By far.
Because you can't comprehend it.
There's
like,
nothing in life that's the same.
I look at him every.
It's like so good. It's almost as good as skydiving, man.
Yeah.
No, but I get it. No, honestly, I'm 100% behind you. I'm with you.
Yeah, dude. It's
and
like
being with the wife and the kids.
It's everything, man. It's everything. There's nothing more meaningful or valuable than that. And this is why I'm like, I couldn't be happier with Nabati because it's my wife and I. That's it. It's just me and her. And then I don't know what's considered child labor, but I'll see how soon I can get him in the kitchen.
Get him in
but,
there, right?
but
at least dress him up as a turnip and put him on the
dude,
counter.
he goes into the restaurant like his first year. You just stare at this thing and you're like, what is this thing? I don't understand it. And then he starts mimicking you, and you're like, dude, like me? He's mimicking me.
It's amazing.
That's incredible, dude. I can't even put words to it. Now he walks into the restaurant.
So he literally walks in like this and goes.
Dude,
There's no one eye contact and just walks past, right?
Dude, he walks into the restaurant and he said, I'm gonna say this on camera. I don't mind. He loves saying the word sambul.
Nice.
He loves like I'll be like, Baba, I'm going to the supermarket. Do anything? He'll be like, get me sambul and tacos. And I'm like, what the fuck
Just
is that?
put it in there. Yeah.
He'd walk into the restaurant. We have no customers. He calls the chef. Chef's name Suhail. He's like, Suhail. And the chef comes out. He's like, hi. He's like, make me one sambul. And he turns around and walks off. Dude, he's the funniest fucking person.
It's the best.
It's just,
I can't describe it to people. Like honestly, like I'm super hands-on like you. And again, I'm gonna say this. I was speaking to my wife the other day. I do that a lot apparently because I don't want any friends. She was like,
yo, hold up. Own up to that. Hold up. I'm going to stop you there. Own up to it. Nothing wrong with talking to your wife and loving your wife and give her time.
No. But what I'm saying is, this is what I'm saying. She literally said to me, you don't socialize anymore. Like when I first met you, you used to socialize. I was
Who
like,
else do you want to be
because
around?
I got you. That's it.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
done. Like I don't want any more than just hanging out with you and the kids.
I haven't seen the side
like,
of AJ on the podcast,
honestly,
man.
you know, I delivered my kids, bro.
Really?
Yeah. Like fully, as in
Mashallah,
delivered
dude.
them with my own hands.
Wow.
I wanted them to be for me to be the first thing
Yeah.
to touch. Like I even got the blood off and went Simba. no, but seriously though, I did deliver them, and like I can't imagine anything different than my kids. I'm so over anything and anyone.
Dude, there's
I don't
another
care.
thing. There's another thing where it's like, I can't remember what my life was like before him.
Before, right?
Like,
just-
what was I doing with my life? You know,
You
like,
must have done this. We need to get away, at least for a day or a weekend, and go to the hotel. You get to the hotel and you go, he'd really like this. Let's go get him. You haven't done this yet?
I'm too attached.
Dude, we've done this.
can't.
We tried it. We were like, we're gonna leave them with the nanny because they're twins, and then we'll go stay at the hotel for a night and we'll come back.
Yeah.
We got to the hotel at 12 p.m. We saw the pool of the hotel and we were like, nah, they'd love this water park.
Yeah, and you just
then
like,
we went back and got them and then just spent it.
Yeah, you just be like,
It's
this,
just
this
like,
wasn't
yeah.
this wasn't worth it
Whenever
without
they,
them.
yeah, and you know when they sleep and you're just like, I need to wake. Like,
Yeah,
I want
yeah,
them
yeah.
to be awake now.
Yeah.
It's such a strange. I can't explain to you. It's weird explaining to people who don't have kids, but it's like even if they stress you out, you're like, just go to sleep. The second they sleep, they're just like, why are you not awake?
Yeah. If this wasn't a podcast, if we were just sitting having dinner, I'd have him on the camera, like his baby
Yeah.
monitor. I'll just like watch this, make sure he's okay. But yeah, it's you can't describe it, man. It's one of the most overwhelming feelings I had was, I don't know if you felt this, but I felt like I was closer to death
When you had
after having a kid, because you know, like that's it. You're now in this new category. You're a parent.
Yeah.
You are where your dad is.
Yeah.
Where your dad was, because now your dad's in a different, you know,
Different
in
bracket,
a different in a different category. And the way I could describe it best to people who maybe haven't felt this, even if they have had kids or they don't have kids, is you feel this feeling. I would assume you feel this only twice in your life. Once is
when you have your first vegan burger.
When you have your first vegan burger, Nabati or John. Once is when you lose a parent, right? Once is when you lose one of your parents. You've lost the only other maker you know other than God. And if you don't believe in God, then that's the only maker you know. You've lost your maker. The other time you feel this and experience it is when you become the maker. And you become that. You know, it was the most, I do not exaggerate when I say I was in that state for a year, like trying to just comprehend and just, yeah, there's no words, man.
It's weird.
There's
right?
really no
it's
words.
Weird.
There's really no words.
Like I do random shit, bro. Like you know how many times I've woke them up and my wife gets pissed off because I come home and I kiss them, like in their bed. They're 6 now and I still do it. Like even if I come home, I go and I kiss them, and then I realize they haven't woken up, and then I do a harder one that wakes them up. I'm like, oh, he woke up, so I'm just chilling with him.
I guess we're chilling now.
I guess we got to chill and talk and stuff. But yeah, like, and just you're gonna go through so many stages. So the other day, I took Noah out for a walk, and we were coming back. And as we were walking back home, this hot gym chick walked past wearing like booty shorts and a thingy. And I saw him look like that. And then his face kind of changed. She smiled at him and his face kind of changed. He's like, you know, Baba, ever since I was born, I've been getting these crushes. And I said, what do you mean crushes? He's like, oh, you know, crushes. I was like, oh, you thought she was pretty? He's like, yeah. Especially when they're new ones.
That's adorable.
And then the later in the day, he went, my first adult crush. And I'm just like,
so cute.
Yeah, she was hot, right? No, but it's just them going through all the different things, so many different stages. There's always going to be something to look forward to.
Always something to look forward to, always a challenge, always something new to adapt with.
And teaching you as well. Like you learn so much about yourself and about patience and about dumb shit that you forgot.
Nothing's humbled me as much as my baby.
Right?
Nothing's humbled me as much as my kid coming into this world and just... yeah, dude, you just come to this realization that nothing else matters.
Yeah, and it lets you realize that how much you have to actually stop and be like I remember walking them to school. So as we're going to school, there's these flower pots all the way down. So every day, you know, we'd be late and they're sitting there smelling the flower. I'm like, yalla, bro, let's go, bro. That's a flower. What are you doing, man? We're 10 minutes late. That's what I was thinking.
Smell the roses.
And yeah, and then I was like, you know what? Let me smell. He's like, smell the purple one. I'm smelling it. And then the other one's like, come smell the yellow one. And I'm like, yeah, it smells different to the purple one. And then like for the next 3 weeks, I'd see these other parents going, what's this dickhead doing? Like, get them to school. We're just sitting there smelling every flower on the way there, kind of thing. And I'm just like, yeah, sometimes they just teach you to just stop and smell the flowers. The things that we forget because we're so busy in life and all that stuff.
You're instilling memories that are never going to be forgotten with them.
That's why now I just say, fuck it. If I need to shit, I just shit.
Yeah.
Wherever I am, bro. They do it. They taught me how to go back to the old days. Like, every now and then I just piss on a tree just for the sake of it.
No, fuck, I forgot what I was going to say.
But yeah, they're instilling.
Yeah, with appreciating the small things like... no, never mind. I forgot what I was going to say.
And it makes you also be careful of how you're modeling yourself around them as well, right?
Absolutely.
Because you don't realize how much of a sponge they are.
Yeah.
Right? So whatever you're doing, even if you don't know, you just got to be aware that indirectly they're storing that in the system, in the software.
I'm the one who taught him sambul. Okay, I'm the one who taught him. I'm like when I'm changing his diaper, I'm like, Baba, we're gonna clean the sambul now, and blah. He's like, sambul. I'm like, that is the most adorable sambul I've ever heard, bro. Just say it again. And then we're at my dad's house, and I tell him, I'm like, Baba,
I just want to tell you in advance.
I'm like, Baba, look at this, Sultan. We're gonna change the diaper, and what are we gonna clean? He's like, sambul. My dad started laughing his ass off, and he's like, Abe. I'm like, Baba, he's a baby.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like this is. These are the like. Oh, what I was gonna say was about like the smelling the flowers and stuff is, my wife and her mom might like tell me off for, let's say, doing something like sitting in public on the floor. You know what I mean? Like in public, sitting on the floor. Because he sat on the floor, I'll sit with him.
I'm the same, bro.
Who cares? I don't care about the people around, man. I don't care what you think.
When I pick them up, I literally go down on my knees and hug them on their level, just because, like, I just want. It's so strange.
I feel like we need to change the subject because I'm missing him a lot.
Right?
Now.
Me too. Right? I just want to let's go to my house first. We'll meet the kids, then we'll go to your house.
No. Family gathering at Nabati. Let's do it, bro. I gotta say, I love the name Noah, man. That was on my list of names. Noah and
Zayn.
I love it. Noah and Zayn. Beautiful, man. Really nice. It's just the twins.
No, I have an eldest. So my eldest is 22.
Oh, I've heard you talk about. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But again, with him, I remember his first. That's what she said.
Yeah.
Like I remember I said something and he went, "That's what she said," and I went, "What?" And he went, "Oh, nothing." And I said, "No. What did you say?" Because I was really excited. I knew what he said, and I wanted it to be that. That's the moment that he just. And then he went, "That's what she said,"
and you're like,
"Yeah!" And he was like, "Oh, yeah," kind of thing. And it's like there's just such moments.
Yeah, and that's pretty much like, honestly, for me, Nabati has been like something I want to build up to a legacy to leave for my kids. Right? Because it's not just food. It's not just a restaurant. There's a lot of, like you said, this logo is amazing.
It's so dope.
It's a brand. It's an identity, right? And the point I want to get to is having people wearing, like you saw the sweater or the shirt, and I'll get you one soon.
I didn't see that, right?
You didn't see
the that was just something that I told you that I wanted.
Oh, no,
I said I want it on a
sweaters,
t-shirt.
I got sweaters and I got a shirt, but so far it's just prototypes. But it's an identity, like, to the point where I hope one day it gets to the point where someone's wearing a Nabati shirt. You know what this person is or who this person is. Just like you see someone with an iPhone or an Apple product, you know what this person is. Someone who walks around with a Starbucks cup or whatever. I want Nabati to be that. But then at the same time, I'm like, there's a lot of struggles in business, right? I'm not saying I'm doing great. I'm not saying I'm like failing, but there are a lot of struggles in business. And there are times where, for me, I just struggle and I look at my son and I'm just like, dude, fuck the business, man.
Yeah.
Like, I could just shut this shit down and whatever money I'm spending on the business, I could just spend on him. But I'm just like, nope, just keep going. Like, think of Steve Jobs, or think of Elon Musk, or think of, what's that other pedophile's name? From Amazon?
George Bush.
No, from Amazon. Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos, right? These people started from nothing. They got rejected a lot, and it took them a while till they got to that point. Success doesn't happen overnight. But I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna stick through, but I just hope I'm wise enough to know when it's time to pull out.
Yeah.
You gotta know when it's the right time.
History has shown that you're not so good at that. No, but I just totally understand, especially when you're talking about legacy and focusing on him. Like, a lot of people don't realize is, so this podcast, you said you were going to say something on air before that you didn't know, but I'll say something as well. So a lot of people don't realize the point of this podcast. I don't care if I get 2 views on an episode.
Yeah.
My father passed away when I was 2 years old. I have an older sister and an older brother. They were 10 and 15 when he died. They knew him. They experienced him.
Yeah.
When I asked them about it, now they're in their 40s. They can't explain who he was. I have nothing but maybe a picture or two. This podcast, if I die tomorrow, I've left 250 hours of me for them.
Yeah.
How I like to joke, what kind of things I do, what my brain was thinking at the time. Sometimes I scratch my balls from the left and Noah goes, "That's why I scratch backwards like that." Because for me, it's that I'm leaving them me in a way that will never disappear. Yeah, it will never disappear for them.
Yeah.
And that's the main thing that is behind all of this. Yeah, it's cool and I make great network and all that stuff, but indirectly, I'm giving them something that I didn't have, because you never know what might happen. I might die tomorrow. My dad died when he was 40.
Yeah.
Younger than 40. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, that's for me, as you were saying, the personal thing is that the legacy and the kind of modeling for them, and I haven't been a great model if you've watched the podcast, but they get it. They get what kind of humor I had. And
no, but eventually when they're old enough, they'll look and be like, "Oh, dude, that's our dad." You know? I understand. Same thing with me and my content on Instagram. Like, I hope, like, okay, 2 things. One, I hope my kid doesn't grow up and he goes like, "Oh, that's my dad, dude. God, he's so cringe,"
He won't.
But there is a benefit to that.
Yeah.
There's a benefit to that. if I do it enough, it can push him away from social media. Like, as hypocritical as it sounds, I wouldn't want my son to be on social media because it's toxic and it's poison. But I have fun with it because I create content and I make jokes, you know? I just want what any Arab wants for the kid, to be a lawyer, doctor, or an engineer.
Right, the same. No, I'm fine with them being on it when they're 18. And they can decide, and they know who they are. Because I'm the same. I don't know if you've seen, but I'll show you later. My kids are like Gap models. Like they're very good looking kids. It's all the mum. And I've had people come up to me like, look, we want to start a show with them. We want to make them models. Let's get them a YouTube channel. Let's get all that stuff. And in the beginning, I was like, school fees, maybe cover it. But then I'm just like, I don't want to make a decision for them.
Yeah, I have a story to tell you. This happened 2 days ago, 3 days ago. But similar on that note, I don't have any pictures or videos of my son online. Nothing, not a single one.
I'm the same,
I'm not gonna say this in a way that might shame some parents, but parents put a lot of pictures of their kids online, and like, you shouldn't, man. You don't know who's out there.
And they do it with their kids' school uniforms with the logo showing all that stuff.
What's up? You know what the story I'm saying? Yeah.
What about like the parents, like for example, I like basketball, and it's like, you know, those parents that are like, oh, I want my kid to play basketball. He just fucking hates his life.
Yeah, exactly. Forcing them.
Yeah. And you're like, yeah, but what if he doesn't want to play basketball?
Then he doesn't play basketball. Don't force him, dude.
So
that's not.
Some parents do.
That's that's not the kid. That's the parent. That's the parent's dream.
So you look at people like Khabib, right?
Yeah.
Now, he hated his whole childhood. His dad was so strict with him. He trained for maybe 13, 14 hours a day.
Goddamn.
And that was a decision that his dad made, that if you want to be the best, if you want to be number one, you're going to have to do what everyone else is not doing. I toy with that a lot. Can I push them beyond showing them the love that I want to show them and let them excel at something enough? I don't think you can. I don't think you can allow a child to excel without that dickhead forcing, you know, whether you like it or not, you're going to do it. This is it, that tough love. I think I don't have it in me for that tough love when it comes to that.
Yeah, that's hard.
It's very hard. And I think even though, for example, Khabib became the #1 UFC fighter in the world, I wouldn't like to sacrifice 19 years of their childhood with me for that.
Or even better, you don't want to sacrifice his authenticity or his character and what he can be. It's like, there's billions of people in the world. You want to be the best at what? Who gives a shit? There's plenty of other people. Your chances are very slim, right? Your chances are very slim. Just do whatever you want to do, kind of thing.
Do you want it or do they want it?
But that's the thing. It's like he was saying. It's not the child. It's the parent who wants that. It's like the people in America who put their children in beauty pageants. Like that's because they're ugly as fuck.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And they want. Yeah, their parents are ugly as fuck, and their kids, they just put a shitload of makeup on them. They're like, here, go, clap, walks.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is.
It's hard, bro. Any good parent would find it hard, and I think I could do it if they're 16, they've been doing their sports, they've decided football or MMA is what I want to do. They come to me and they say, Baba, this is what I want to be for the rest of my life. I want to be the champion.
And then
I'll say to them, hey, listen, I need to treat you a different way, and you need to live a different lifestyle to get to this. If you're okay with that and you understand that everything I'm doing for you is because I love you and because I want you to succeed, we're all good, we can go. But that you can't.
And even if you
communicate that,
and even if you want to give up after a month or a year, we're fine. That's fine.
But you can't communicate that to a young child.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, they have to be mentally kind of mature.
A level of
which is why the kids do jiu-jitsu. They were training jiu-jitsu, and maybe about 3 months into it, they were like, we don't want to do jiu-jitsu anymore. They were getting manhandled. They were like the youngest in their class. The other kids have been doing it for years, and they were just going there to get beaten. So I'm really into jiu-jitsu and MMA and what stuff. I could have taken it 2 ways. I could have said to them, no, you have to, because I really want them to excel at one martial art, self-defense, to be able to do school and all that stuff. So I could have been like, no, you're doing it, whether you like it or not, and made them hate it. It still would have got good, but they would have hated it and resented me for it.
Yes.
Or I could have did what I did, and I said to them, all right, cool, let's stop doing jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
I left them. 2 months later, they were like, we want to go back to jiu-jitsu now.
Yeah.
Off their own accord. Okay,
exactly.
Yalla, let's go back.
Yeah.
That's fine. But if I forced them, I could have made them hate jiu-jitsu for life.
What if they
do you know what I mean?
doing something that you don't like tap
like veganism or like tap dancing. No, it's fine. Let them do that. One of my kids said he wants to do ballet. I was like, go for it, bro.
Yeah.
Do you know that Lomachenko is one of the best boxers in the world? His dad took him out of boxing, put him in ballet for 3 years, and now he has the best footwork of all boxers in the world.
That guy that kept on chasing him in Russia. Let's go, champ. That guy.
No, that was just a drunk Russian on vodka in the street. no. Lomachenko is.
American boxer that was chasing him in Russia everywhere he goes. Let's go.
No. I think you're talking about Klitschko. Maybe. No, but Lomachenko, this guy can move like water, bro. Like
it takes a lot of strength to do ballet.
There, bro.
Yeah, it takes a lot of strength to do ballet,
so
man.
I'll let them do whatever.
Yeah.
It's a different story if they come and say other stuff, but
yeah,
that will take a lot more understanding.
with the right supervision. You know, certain things that you might not agree with the right supervision, but there are other things. It's like, okay, I don't like personally. I don't see the whole thing about boxing or jujitsu or whatever. But as a self-defense, I think everyone should have a basic understanding of self-defense, right? Yeah. But this is a good segue into the story. Yeah. Which is, did he like the burger? Was that what that was?
Yeah. He was just like, order me 10 more.
So 3 days ago, there's a playground, a park in the neighborhood, Farij. And my wife takes my son there like an hour in the morning every day. And she takes the nanny with her. And then the nanny comes back home. And I'm just like, I was like in the middle of a workout. I was like, you know what? The nanny's here. I'm going to go to the park. And as I'm walking to the park, I just take out my phone. It's like a 2-minute walk. I take out my phone and I look. And my wife sent me a message. Can you come to the park? And I was like, okay. Well, I guess my timing is right. And as I'm walking around the corner, I see her holding my son, and there's a guy up to her face, and he's wearing one of those construction vests or whatever. And then I walk up to her, and I'm like, hey, babe, what's up? And she goes, Ahmed, I need you to handle this right now. I need you to take care of it. This guy's touching Sultan, and he's not stopping when I'm telling him to stop. I'm like, okay, that's fine. He got me on a really good day, this guy. So I was just like, good morning. I was like, good morning. What's your name? I'm always like, Arabi. He's Arab. I'm like, I know. I'm just trying to get him to think I'm some English person or whatever. So he thinks he's.
Yeah, so he gets to do something.
I'm like, good morning. What's your name? And he's just giving me this glare. I'm like, Shusmuk? And then he says a name. I'm like, what's your name? So everything happened in Arabic, but I'm going to say it in English for the viewers. I'm like, what's your name? And he gives me a name. I'm like, what happened? What's going on here? He's like, nothing's happening. The kids are playing with the stones, and I'm telling them, don't play with the stones. I'm like, okay. And I was like, and did she tell you to stop touching the kids? He's like, it's none of her business. My khasa. And I'm just like, okay. Show respect before I make you show respect. من الآخر احترم نفسك قبل ما أخليك تحترم نفسك. I'm like, do you have, is this girl, there was a girl and my son. I was like, is this girl your daughter? He's like, no. I was like, do you have any kid here, son or daughter here? He's like, no. I'm like, then my wife has more right over every single kid in this park than you do. She's a parent. What are you exactly? She told you stop touching the kid. Stop touching the kid. And he just gave me this death glare, dude. Like he was ready to throw down. And in my head, I'm just like, do it. Yeah. Fucking swing, man. I dare you. Yeah. And then I'm like, khalas, it's none of your business. That's it. That's the end of the discussion. She told you stop touching the kid. You stop touching the kid. And he starts walking closer towards me and he's talking. And I'm like, take 2 steps back. And he's like, I'm like, take 2 steps back. And then he's like, where do you want me to stand over there? I'm like, stand behind the fucking wall, stand on top of a tree, go stand in a different fucking city. I told you to take 2 steps back. You take 2 steps back. And he goes, no, but it's none of her business. I'm like, dude, I'm going to tell you again, bro. You better fucking show some respect, or I swear to God. And then I'm like, just go sit over there. He goes, he sits at a bench. Excuse me. He goes, he sits at a bench, and I go to the nanny who's with the girl. And I'm like, the guy was saying he knows the mother of the girl. I'm like, does he know the mother of the girl? And she's like, no, I don't think he knows the mother. I'm like, okay. I walk to the guy and I sit at the bench with him. I'm like, bro, why are you lying? Why are you lying? Like, you said you know the mother of the girl. The nanny said you don't know the mother. What's your name? Remind me, I forgot. Sorry, what's your name? And he gave me a different name. I'm like, okay. And what do you do here exactly? He's like, I'm the security. I'm the security of the park. I'm like, security of the park? That's interesting. I've never seen security here before. You're just daytime security? He's like, yeah. I'm like, and nighttime? He's like, it's someone else. I'm like, I've been to the park at night. I've never seen anyone here that's security. He's like, you don't come at the right time. And I go, well, no, I'm here every day 4 hours at night. So I would have seen someone. Can I see your Emirates ID? I just need to verify your name because I think you've given me 2 different names. And then he goes, who are you to ask me for my Emirates ID? I'm like, whoa, bro, why are you shaking? Your hands are you scared? I'm like, are you scared? Your hands are shaking. He's like, I don't fear anyone but God. I'm like, I will send you to God if you don't cooperate. He's like, أنا ما بخاف إلا من الله. I'm like, أنا بوديك عند رب العالمين لو ما تتعاون معايا. I was like, cooperate, man. Show me your Emirates ID. Like, why are you lying, man? And then he's like, he just like taps me on my hand. He's like, I'm not going to give you anything. I'm like, touch me one more time. I will fucking bury you in the playground. I swear to God, in front of all these people, I'll bury you in the playground. Touch me one more time. Give me your Emirates ID or I'm going to call the police. He's like, call the police. I'm like,
wrong one.
bro, dude, you really just, all right, fine. You want to play? Let's play. I call the police. Dude, Abu Dhabi police, 5 minutes they were there. The cop comes and he's like, what happened? I'm like, this. The guy gave me 2 fake names, didn't give me an ID, disrespected my wife, didn't stop touching the kids when my wife told him to stop touching the kids. And then...
and he eats meat.
And then... no, I wasn't like, and he touched me here. You know, I was just like, yeah, it's very suspicious. I'm not comfortable with this guy. He goes, tells the guy, he's like, come here, follow me. We go to the police car. He takes out his Emirates ID. He's like, give me the ID. He gives the cop the ID, and I can't shut the fuck up at this point. I lean over, I look at the ID. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. None of the names he gave me is on that ID card. And then the cop tells him, he's like, he asks him, he's like, what's your job here? What do you do? He's like, I'm the gardener. I'm like, really? The gardener? Because he told me he was security over here. And then the cop's like, did you tell him you were security? I'm like, did you tell me you were security, bitch? Say it in front of the cop. And then he's just like, still this entire time giving me this death glare. And the cop's basically telling him, you know, what business do you have here? If you're not gardening, fuck off. Basically, he didn't say that, but he said it like that. And then he's like, call your supervisor. Supervisor comes. And then he tells the supervisor what happened. And then the guy starts walking. Oh, the cop tells the guy, the predator, he tells him, he's like, go sit in the car. And the guy starts walking slowly and he gets behind the supervisor and he slows down and he like stops, you know, he wants to listen, he wants to see what's happening. And the cop's talking to the supervisor and I'm like, hey, he told you get your fucking ass in the car right now, move. And he's just staring at me like he wants to fucking swing. I'm like, say whatever's in your head. I beg you, say whatever's going on in your head. Hear it, like let everyone hear it. And I dare you to swing. I will bury you in front of this cop, man. I swear to God, you don't know who you're fucking with right now, man. He goes to the car, we talk it out, me, the cop, and the supervisor. And the supervisor basically says, we'll take it internally, we'll deal with it, and blah, blah, blah. And the cop's like, what do you want to do? Do you want to file a complaint at the police, or do you want him to deal with it? You know, nahna, at the end of the day, we don't want to cut someone's blessings. I'm like, bro, fuck that. Fuck this guy's blessings, you know? Yeah. And I was like, look, I'll let them deal with it as a company. I'll see what they do. And if it's not good enough, I will go to the police. But just to know if this company is able to control their staff, their employees or whatever. And then he's like, no, we'll take care of it. We'll take care of it. Supervisor walks off, cop walks off. I'm leaving. And I see the girl coming, but she had gone home. She's coming back with the nanny and her parents. And her parents are like, I say hi. I'm like, this is what happened. They're Arabs as well. I'm not going to specify any nationality or whatever, not even the predator, because it's irrelevant. And they're like, we want to see the guy. And they see the guy, and the mother's like, no, I know him. And I'm just like, okay, well, that doesn't really mean shit to me at this point. She's like, no, one time, you know, my leg was hurt and I couldn't play with my daughter in the playground, so he was there playing with her. I'm like, okay, well, again,
what kind of weird shit
you're okay with it. I'm not okay with it. I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay with him disrespecting my wife, or him lying about his name twice, lying about his job, not stopping touching the kids when my wife fucking told him don't fucking touch the kids, you know? And I'm like, so everything you say is pointless at this point in the discussion. But just so you know, most of predator cases and taharrush and pedophilia is people that know the kids and know the parents. Usually it's within the family. But because people don't, and they couldn't understand this, right? So I told the cop, I'm like, don't worry about them. Fucking throw this guy in the system, let him whatever. And then the husband comes up and he's like big buff guy, and he's like, look, man, like, you know, you look like a nice guy. Don't punish him for blah blah blah. I'm like, look, you look like an angry guy. How would you like it if someone disrespected your wife in front of you and told you it's not her business to interfere? And he just like looked down and he started laughing. I'm like, yeah, you look like you would have killed him before I did. He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, so you guys, your involvement in this discussion now is done, you know, whatever. And then I wasn't at ease for like 2 days because I'm just like, I should have gotten him thrown in jail. No, I should have gotten him thrown in jail, and then I should have gotten him deported.
Yeah.
But then I was just like,
happens after though.
But then what's that?
If something happens with another kid after.
But that's the thing that made me stop. Like I had this long discussion with my wife because it's such a disgusting feeling and scary feeling as well, you know. And the talk with my wife was my wife being the logical of the two of us. Obviously, she goes. If he gets deported, he's going to go back to his country where he can do that more freely and he won't get held accountable. There won't be any punishment. That would be on us. At least here he'd be supervised. And I told his supervisor, I was like, throw him in the middle of the fucking desert between UAE and Saudi and let him water the fucking sand for the rest of his life for all I care. I don't want, if I see this guy in the playground, if I see him in a park near any kids, I will take matters into my own hands. And I was like, I'll follow up with you guys regularly to know this guy's schedule, where he's stationed, and I'll do surprise visits just to see if you guys are on top of your shit or not. I don't take this as a joke. And I told the cop, I was like, my wife is a red line, my son is a red line. You cross both of them, you're lucky if you're still standing in front of me. He's like, no, that's with everyone. I'm like, no, it's not with everyone. You just heard these parents saying they're fine with this guy playing with their kids. That shouldn't be fucking okay. That shouldn't be normal. And then my wife goes to post about it on Facebook and like mom groups and whatever. Watch out, be careful, blah, blah, blah. 95% of the comments are like, you did the right thing, whatever. Then there's the 5% of Karens who come out like, oh my God, you got this poor man deported and lost his job. Oh, because you assumed. You're right, Karen. Let him fondle my son first before I take a decision. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. You are the people who enable molestation and predator activity with children. And it's because of you fucking people that gives these predators the confidence to do these things. You know what I mean? Sorry, but it's not just with children. It's with anyone who gets sexually assaulted or molested or whatever or abused. They don't speak about it because it is shame. It is considered shame. We do not speak about these things because you will bring shame to the family, dude. And it's not limited to the Middle East though. It's not limited with Arabs.
Dude, everywhere.
Look at the Me Too movement. When that happened, how long were these women quiet for? 10, 15 years?
Dude, I'm the same. I'm doing my mom shit, bro. I don't play that shit. There's no sleepovers happening. My kids ain't sleeping over at no one's house.
Yeah, dude.
When they're like school sleepovers, I'm like, nah, bro. They can sleep. The kids can come to my house and I can bum them, but then you ain't getting bummed by no one, bro.
Did you hear the story of? I hope I say this correctly. How the story went, but.
Yeah, if you have to go, just keep it recording. I'll press stop after. Don't worry, bro. Go.
The story of this one girl who wanted
but put it on wide. Yeah.
The story of this girl who wanted to do sleepovers with her friends, right? I was like, let's say 6 girls.
And they wouldn't let her, and then they all started crying and told her the stories about
And for people who don't know the story is basically the girl wanted to go to the sleepovers at her friend's house and the parents refused. And then when they were all adults, they had a sleepover. I think when they were all adults or at a later stage, the girl had a sleepover at her house and all those other girls came to the house for the sleepover. And then how did the conversation?
I think they were just talking about how she never went to the sleepovers.
They were talking about it. They're like, you never came to the sleepovers. And then she was like, yeah, because my strict parents did this and that. And then all the other girls started crying because then all the other girls opened up saying that they all got molested in one of these sleepovers. Yeah. Each one of them had something happen to them in these sleepovers. I'm not a person who leave it to chance and let's see if it happens. And then if it happens, I'll take actions. I'm not.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of different.
Yeah, proactive and avoid something before it happens.
I guess it's kind of different, the kind of kid that you had, that you are, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because God help anyone that would have tried that with me when I was younger, because I was that kid where I would have fucking not just hit them or bit their dick off. I would have told everyone, this motherfucker tried to touch my wedding.
But the thing is,
like, I would have been that kid. I would never.
But bro, the thing is, it's not like it's not even the kid, right?
Yeah.
I would assume some
the parents
kids,
are so much smarter. The guys are so much smarter. They manipulate them into.
but the
not realizing,
parents would shame them from speaking.
Yeah.
Like, you don't speak about this. This is shameful to you, to the family. Everyone's gonna think you're a weird person. You don't speak about this. You know, and that is like, dude, the amount of hate I have towards this, like, you would suspect I was molested as a kid. I wasn't, but it's just such a evil, it's such an evil, filthy, disgusting thing that, like, sorry, I think one of two things should happen. You either get put in jail for life, or your dick gets cut off, or you get executed.
Yeah.
One of these two things.
No, 100%. I'm with you.
You know, like, this is...
It's different for us. We got to change things, and I can tell you're very similar like me when it comes to.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. The respect I have for you went up when I realized what kind of parent you are, because that is
like even now, like, I don't hit my kids, and I've never hit my kids.
Alhamdulillah, dude.
And I got beat the shit out.
Yes.
And I had the mentality that no, I'm gonna beat them and they're gonna learn whatever. And then I'm just like, when I look at them, I'm like, how did my mom ever? I know I was cute as shit,
how could
bro.
you raise a finger?
Like,
dude?
how? Like, I just couldn't. I couldn't. When they were like 3, they were bugging me to do something, and one of them was standing there, and I didn't hit them. I just kind of moved him out the way, but harder than he was expecting. The way he looked at me in disappointment, but you're supposed to protect me, but like the way, and I was like, yeah, never. I'm never gonna be that guy.
This happened with my son like a week ago. Nothing we did. Like, he had something in his hand, and we were telling him, open your hand, and he kept fighting until he slipped and he bumped his head. But he thought my wife had done it, so he started looking at her and crying, and he started pushing her away. I'm like, she didn't do that to you. You fell because you weren't listening. You fell down, you know?
Yeah, it's a crazy thing, bro.
You fell down, bro. Like,
you fell
dude,
again.
I swear, like, you look at it and you're just like,
bro.
how?
I can't.
But this is the thing, right? Is you can't. It's
but
hard.
That's in you as well. You need to break the cycle.
Yes, 100%. 100%.
You need to be aware
break the
of
cycle because, you know, it's not easy to break the cycle because your
Arab.
Your mental wiring is built to the fastest way to silence or correct this behavior is a hit. It will get an immediate reaction. They'll be silent immediately. But we are at least a lot more knowledgeable and educated on psychology and child psychology, at least. And I would assume that you have read up or at least watched videos about it.
I've had 2 of the biggest world psychologists on the episode.
Really?
One of them, you and your wife would like it.
Who?
This is going to be really bad. I'll edit in that I didn't forget the names. One of them's called Mesa Fahor.
Okay.
The other one is called Dr. Shifali. She's been on Oprah like 6 times.
Okay, I'll check these.
Really good
episodes.
I'll
check out these episodes. But
but
because we are more aware, because we are more understanding of the value of that connection and the long-term effect that it has on the psychology of the child. You know what I mean? Like you said, it's not just about the hitting or not hitting. It's also about reactions. And how you react to something, because you want your kids to always come back to you.
100%.
For advice, for questions,
for everything.
For something that they can't talk to someone else about, you know? But bro, when this thing happened 2-3 days ago, like, my wife was shaken up, and I went to her, I was just like you really handled it well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying I assumed you wouldn't have handled it well, but I just assumed, just from the look in this fucker's eyes, dude, like, the same look he was giving me, he was giving my wife. You know what I mean? And it's just like, this guy needs to be like tied up or something. Like, it's there's no, you know, لا تقطع رزق الناس, don't cut the people's blessing.
Nah, but they cut their own risk, bro.
No, أرزاق الناس, the blessing is from God. What's written for him is written.
And it was written anyway, so it was written for me to cut it now. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I am a tool of Allah.
If there's,
Don't cut it for good people.
There's a difference.
Bro, there's nothing that justified, bro. You had so many chances and you decided to lie and like, bro, like, you don't deserve anything good, you know? But no, man, children are everything. People need to put a lot more care. People need to be a lot more, they need to supervise a lot more in the presence of other people. You know what I mean? Like, someone commented to my wife, like, saying, If it was a white man in a business suit, you wouldn't have done that. Bitch, what fucking world do you come from? Where you think it was a white?
I would have punched him first because we could have figured it out after.
Yeah, dude, like no,
he would have respected it.
No, there's this insinuation that there's racism behind it. You know, because this person is like, and my wife's response was, if it was my fucking dad, I would throw him in jail. You know what I mean? Like, there's 100%. no. It's not because this person's of this ethnicity or that. This is why I didn't say the nationality of any of these people, because that's irrelevant. This happens everywhere, in every nationality, of every ethnicity,
100%.
even within families, and it's mostly within families.
Even within churches. So let's just leave it as that.
You guys know about the case in Sharjah a few years ago?
Are they?
Because you're right.
The Palestinian kid?
Grooming. He's Jordanian. Oh, I thought we're not saying.
No, you can.
Yeah.
This
You
is a
can.
case.
We're not.
No, this is a case. You can find it.
It's a Jordanian kid. His dad owns a car garage in Al Khan Industrial.
Yeah.
And his friend,
Almost finished.
his friend,
Poor guy's got another episode to do later.
okay.
his dad's friend, who knows the guy and knows the kid, just told his kid to come in the car, took him out in the desert. Like the evilness, man. And the evilness behind it, bro, is you're taking advantage of innocence of a child.
Yeah.
You know, that's
Yeah, brother. No worries.
the cruelty behind it, you know. So this guy, and he raped him, and then he killed him.
Yeah. Or I think he stuffed his body in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was really bad, man. And even like the Sheikh of Sharjah went to the funeral, and you know, because here
Yeah.
there's no death penalty.
Yeah.
Unless it's really bad. But that guy got a firing squad.
Yeah, good.
And it should be a firing squad.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you ask me, it should be not a firing squad.
I think they should.
The more cruel, the more be like, oh shit, you know, because some of these people you can't really be.
I think their dicks should be chopped off
Same
first,
thing.
and then you execute them. Let them suffer without,
Chop off their dick, put it in their mouth, and then let them shoot.
and then fuck them while they're getting.
I feel like it's the same thing. Yeah, right. Mine's the same thing, bro. When it comes to all that shit, even with this whole trans movement and shit.
Yeah.
I mean, we're gonna go there. That would have been my first rule, because I have no issue. Do what you want.
Yeah.
But if you want to be a woman, step number 1 will be cut off your dick. Let's see how many are still into it and still want to make that decision. Like, that's step number 1.
Yeah.
Cut off your dick and it's done.
Yeah.
Turn inside and we're good to go. Okay, you're
You know, most
You're ready to
most
go.
of the people who have what's the name of the surgery?
75%
vaginoplasty.
transition back.
No. What's the name of the surgery? Like whatever. Most of the people who have that surgery done regret it.
Yeah, of course.
Most of the people regret it. So it's anyway. That's a different subject, different topic. But
Is there anything that you feel like we missed out?
there are a few things, but I feel like we could talk for a long time, man.
Yeah.
This is very comfortable. This is a very comfortable setting. I enjoy it.
Do me a favor. Go and ask him, because we've been on 2 hours now. Go and ask him if there's another episode in here.
Okay.
If not, we'll just fucking cut it whenever. It's just going to be wide. It's not going to be...
Yeah, that's fine. No, I'll just take this opportunity to say, you don't have to button up your suit, man.
Yeah. He wants to look more professional when he's asking.
Oh, shit, dude. Fuck.
After all that, he fucked everything up. Yeah.
No, I just want to say thanks for having me, man. It was it was fun. It was fun.
I feel like we got like 5-6 more episodes that we need to do.
I feel like we can. Yeah. I feel like you and I are a lot more similar than I thought.
100%, bro. And we're both extremely handsome. You can't laugh like that when I say it, bro.
Okay.
You can't. That's really bad, bro.
I'll just laugh like an ugly laugh.
Yeah, right. No. I feel like well, there's ways of doing. We'll do another episode, and then I'll get you co-hosting 1 or 2 of the other episodes as well.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind.
A nice one. Why are you playing with your ring like that? I'm making you
I wouldn't
rethink the
mind.
whole thing, right?
I like to play with my ring.
It happens to me when I'm with married men.
It's like fidgeting.
Married men, they start taking their
It's
ring
like
off, and
having
it's
a fidget.
it's like I'm done with this shit.
It's like having a fidget spinner.
Yeah,
I like spinning it around.
Yeah.
But no, man. Thank you for having me. Thank you for being willing to try out vegan food.
But this doesn't count.
It does though.
No, it doesn't count.
That's the thing, is I'm trying to break the stereotype.
No. It counts as vegan food. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying this doesn't count as my. This is not my meal.
Okay.
Did you ever watch Seinfeld?
No, not.
Oh, okay, you
not
missed
much,
out on
no.
a fantastic joke. But this is not my meal. Thank you very much for it. But I want a full-on Nabati, not being on camera and worrying about whether
Yeah,
jizz
yeah,
is falling
yeah,
off
I
my
feel you,
face
I
and
feel
all
you,
that
man.
stuff.
I
I
feel
want to
you.
really enjoy it and sit
feel
down
you.
maybe 3-4 times a week and take it from there.
Yeah, why not? Why not? It'll be a pleasure, man. It'll be an absolute pleasure.
Bro, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you, and I feel like honestly there's a lot more we need to do, and it's good that you have a wife and a kid, because it's easier for me to tell my wife we have a new friend now, because usually when it's like, oh, it's fucking Mo who goes to the bloody gym and all that, she's like, I ain't got the time to fucking hang out with these people. Like this way we can make excuses, you know, family days out.
You'd be surprised, man.
You know?
We have been fortunate enough to have found some people in our life that are extremely understanding that it doesn't make any sense. Like I'm just like, why are you guys such nice friends? Like people who don't have children aren't like this usually,
right.
you know? But that's nice. It's a breath of fresh air. But yeah, man, by all means, let's get together with the family, with the kids sometime for sure.
100%.
Yeah.